Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Wednesday, February 14th, 2024, possibly my favorite day of the year. Happy Valentine's Day. It's 6:25 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:25 a.m. Eastern Time. Will you all be my Valentine? Let's have a wonderful show, wonderful day. Thank you, Rob. Let me say hello to my friends and then take a few chart requests. Hi, Shake and Bake. Hey, Tom, Hector, Chris, Greg. Oh, Tom, it's your first Valentine's Day as a married man with your new marriage. Hey, Greg. Good morning, Rob, and happy Valentine's Day to your wife. Hey, Tess, Jungle Cat, Donald, Dino, Luzmar. Hey, KCZ. Oh, how fun, Paula. Oh, I can't wait to have little grandbabies. We got back at almost midnight last night, so 16-hour travel day was crazy yesterday. Hey, Topher. Awesome. Oh, and I brought about the volatility with yesterday's travel. I think I have now taken over Dan's travel volatility VIX that he puts on the market, or VEX, whatever the right word is. Topher, awesome. Jill. One-liner, just a straight happy Valentine's Day, Mal, without being cheeky. Who are you and what have you done with Mal? I can get to this chart, Dino. Hey, Dunville. Hey, Jonathan. Good morning. Dollar Tree, Bill, Paula, Andre, 99 Slacker, 99 problems, but a chart ain't one. Hey, Catahoula. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Sharon. Hey, Nestor. Mike. Hey, King Success. Squirrel Funds. Congratulations on edit. Day before yesterday. That was good. You are what you eat. Happy Valentine's Day, Hector. Hey, Clifton. Okay, let's go back up to the top. What is the first chart request? I think it's this. It is this chart. That looks great. This did not even blink yesterday. It's like, wait, what? The market went down? No. Potential daily bull flag, daily inside bar yesterday, and we're gapping up. This looks good. We still have Monday's high overhead, so definitely be aware of that. However, this chart looks great. Super healthy, sideways consolidation, totally shook off market weakness yesterday. Looks great. There ain't nothing wrong with this chart. Mara is gapping up with Bitcoin strength. Bitcoin is in beast mode this morning, which is always something that I denote on the med table as I highlighted this turquoise color when it's just really standing out as the leader, and sometimes it can act as a canary and say, hey, people are already back to a risk on appetite, and that could be what it's signaling. We need more confirmation, but Bitcoin looks great, therefore Mara looks great. This is a Queen of the Mountain trade, and you're going to want to keep it on back burner watch for the most conservative trade entry, meaning you're waiting for first 5-minute oversold during regular trading hours for a potential long. And let's say you're like, forget it. I don't want to wait that long. I want to join the trend, join the bid. Then you can use something like an orb breakout strategy. Opening range breakout. And that looks something like this. So let's pretend like Monday. Let's say something like this were to happen and you have this opening range and then you break out of that range. A lot of times you'll get a back test of that range. Look at that back test of the range right there. And that can be a great long entry. If you have the opening range, which is, you can define that as the first 15 minutes or 30 minutes of trading, up to your discretion. And then if you have a breakout or breakdown from that range, and then use trade signals based on that. Let's see what would have happened yesterday. Yesterday it was fairly sideways. You didn't get an entry signal until middle of the morning, and that's not an entry signal. Opening range breakout is you want a really quick breakout or breakdown from that initial 15-minute range. Last Friday, it wouldn't have worked very well. It broke below and then quickly reclaimed it. Let's look at this one. Last Thursday, that looks good. You see how it broke out, came back in, test, and then back above, and you can wait for that break back above for a long signal. So that's how I would trade Mara today. AI, that was a good example, actually. Sometimes you get some cleaner charts where you can really demonstrate what you're trying to do. You're up here testing the daily 200 MA. Bulls pulled back yesterday, but it wasn't a terrible disaster. You're right in the middle of yesterday's very large range, kind of going sideways. The back burner worked on it yesterday. So maybe a back burner could work on AI again, 5 or 15 minute during regular trading hours. All right, let's get this show on the road. Hi, good morning. This is who I am. This is me. I'm Charkow Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X at Charkow Lori, that would be lovely. Today we have a pretty boring, sleepy day, which we kind of deserve after yesterday's volatility. Tomorrow, all these checks drive me crazy. I need just 3-star stuff. Tomorrow we have retail sales, initial jobless claims, and then Friday we have PPI Friday. So PPI can move the market, typically not as much as PPI. So this table this morning, I'm going to have to somewhat disregard this because I felt like just because we were over the hourly 12 and 26 EMA, I usually use that as a bull check because I'm not doing the higher time frames on every different correlation I'm looking at. But I feel like this is overly bullish considering how far we pulled back yesterday. So I want to go light on this table as far as using it for my direction clues today because I think it's somewhat skewed. So what I mean by that is if we look at Tesla, we're over the hourly EMAs. Well, we were earlier. Let's look at Apple. Amazon. Yeah, maybe I was a little generous with my checks. Yeah, that's getting in a little more accurate. Let's look at Microsoft real quick. I just want to verify. The table just did not look accurate this morning. Yeah, Microsoft is in the middle, so I don't need to give it credit like that. Because I'm definitely not in back burner mode today on the stock market as a whole. The individual names, absolutely, but not the stock market as a whole. And XLV is already back within, so let me change that. Remember, I did this well over 2 hours ago, so things have changed just a little bit. And a lot of times you don't have a lot of data on names like XLV and pre-market. My view on AI, Philip, is we're likely to have an inside bar. When you have a $2 range on a $28 stock and it says 10% range and you're opening up right in the middle of it, odds favor an inside day. Hey, Tammy, happy Valentine's Day, my beautiful queen, to you. PLTR looks good. Mal. Back burner bill, you can look at that on TCG has a YouTube video that Charting Man Dan did. Back burner means first 5 or 15 minute during regular trading hours after a very large extended bull move. Hey, Mark Schneider, I'm sorry that the Nightbot audited you when you have repetitive letters like that, but good morning to you. How you doing, average guy? CLSK is going to look great like Mara and Riot. Okay, let me get back to the charts and let's get through this. All right, starting with ES. We have made enough room for higher lows compared to yesterday's low. We have enough room for 4-hour higher lows on pullbacks. Now, I would define this as a bear sucker punch the bulls yesterday and hit them in the jaw, but they didn't break the jaw. We have not destroyed structure yet. I would say IWM, the Russell, it may have gotten a little broken chin yesterday because it got ahead of itself over its skis, had a great, not that one, RTY, a great bull day on Monday, and we built no structure with the weight and speed in which we pushed up, and we gave a lot back. So I'm viewing yesterday as bears hitting the bulls in the chin, but not breaking their jaw. But Russell, I think, got a hairline fracture yesterday. That was a pretty big pullback. And they said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear said, you're going too fast here, and we're going to show you who's boss. But bears need to prove downtrends. They need to prove downtrends. So right now, as of Monday, we were pricing in potential price cuts in March and a higher probability in May. Well, now things are changing with CPI coming in so hot. We have a higher probability or a lower probability we'll get rate cuts in March or May. And that made the yields, the 10-year go through the roof yesterday, the dollar go through the roof, and that set the market pulling back. Semiconductors are leading this morning. And if you've been here, I won't repeat myself too much, but y'all know how I feel about semis. If they're leading, be careful being a market bear. So that's the general gist of what we got going on today. We have enough room for 4-hour higher lows on ES and on NASDAQ. RTY, we have enough room for 4-hour higher low, but man, these bulls have a lot more work cut out for them. The Dow has enough room for a 4-hour higher low. Now I want to point out on RTY, on the daily, y'all see where we're bouncing from? The daily 50 MA on RTY, we hit that yesterday, and bears were unable to close below it yesterday. We got a little lower wick of bulls buying the dip. So we're opening right in that area today at 1992.50, and we're right there. That's where the daily 50 MA is. So I think the bulls have a little battle in this area with RTY. All right, VIX. VIX was the best clue I found yesterday. So yesterday morning, I posted that we were looking for back burners on SPY after new all-time highs on Monday. And that marked a temporary low. We got a great bounce. And then yesterday, on my flight home, I was posting this parabolic move on the weekly EQ bull break, and it had one of the cleanest 2-minute stair steps that you can find. A stair step on the upside is when you have candles that are not breaking the prior low of the prior candle. They're not breaking it. They're just gradually stair stepping up. You see it? And it did it on the 2-minute on a ton of candles. I'll just do this to be extra because, that's what I do. Just to show you how exaggerated this stair step was. Y'all see that? And I posted this in chat, 2-minute stair step. When you get a parabolic move like that on a 2-step, a 2-minute, on a 5-minute, whatever, on a stair step, when you get a parabolic move, that first break can be super, super juicy. So I want you to look at this break, what we got. 14% down move after the 2-minute stair step bear break. Stair steps can be your friend because you're managing risk so tightly. Then your stop becomes the high of the move. In this case, 1794. That's where your high is. That's where your high and your stop would be. And you say, okay, when it breaks the low of that prior candle, I'm sticking my stop over the high of day. Your risk is clearly defined. And then you say, hey, I'm not getting out until it breaks the prior high candle. So that would be, so you get a 2-minute stair step. Let's see, right there. 2-minute stair step to the upside, 2-minute stair step to the downside. And that broke right here by 2 pennies. You would have gotten 11% move and it could have been super clean. So look for those really strong stair steps to the upside or to the downside for nice risk to reward. Hang Seng was green overnight. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if it's just the Shanghai Composite that's closed this week because of New Year, or is Hang Seng closed too? Because it's been negative 0.83 3 days, so I'm assuming now it's open. DAX is slightly green. Bitcoin is on fire. Absolute fire. Does this mean that we're in a risk-on environment? Possibly. Possibly very bullish. And that has us looking to Mara and Riot for potential backburners. Ethereum is hanging in there. Potential bull flags. Dollar is pulling back. This should, not always, should help the market. So we're in a 15-minute downtrend while the market's bouncing. That could help. Gold is bouncing, but I wouldn't be messing with gold. Gold has no appeal to me whatsoever with dollar and strong uptrends on larger time frames. There's no need to mess with it for me. 2001.80 is your support, 1998, resistance 2006. Oil has had relative strength. They have inventory today. Daily lower high has not been set yet on oil. So 78.47 and 79.29 are your resistances. You're getting closer to resistance, so let's see if bulls can get a bull break or will bears get that lower high. Y'all know I've been looking more short than long this week as far as my stance, as far as Monday and today, and bulls have not slowed down yet. So 79.29 is that key resistance. Nat gas is trash. That's enough for that. SBF, SMCI is in all-time highs. Blue sky breakout. RSI doesn't matter as much. We're always looking for resistance. When you don't have overhead supply of shares overhead, then you don't have resistance. You just have synthetic resistance of psychological levels and where bears think SMCI has gone too far. So be careful with making any absolute statements like Jingo, full risk on bull market. I don't think that's true. I think the bulls got hit in the jaw yesterday. Got hit in the jaw pretty hard. I don't think we're in full risk on bull market. The bears need to prove downtrends on the 4-hour and daily in order to take back control of the market. This is a bull market, absolutely. But as far as balls to the wall, full risk, that I don't know about. That I wouldn't say. That's funny. I love ARM. ARM had a tough day yesterday after Monday's parabolic move. Monday was my best trading day in my history of trading, and it was 90% ARM. ARM is a very volatile name. It has the lockup period expiring March 12th. Please confirm that for yourself if you're in ARM. So that has me hesitant buying all the dips on ARM at this point, because when those shares unlock, because I think it's SoftBank that owns 90% of them, it could have a down move. Okay, I have 7 minutes left and I need to get crack-a-lackin'. So Apple, we have resistance at 186.21, yesterday's high. Apple has been leading the way to the downside. We lost a support here of 187.11. You have support at 182.78. The daily 200 MA is synthetic support, and then 179.02. Apple has been pretty weak. Amazon is holding up fairly well considering we have news that Jeff Bezos has sold $4 billion worth of shares in the last, he just sold it last week and it was reported this weekend and yesterday. So Amazon has been heavy. We now know why. Bezos was unloading last week. We're now in gap fill territory. So Amazon is leading the way overall to the downside. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not accurate. It's heavy. It has been heavy. We're holding the daily 8 EMA. The weekly has plenty of room for higher lows. So bulls aren't in trouble yet. However, we lost daily support on Amazon. Then you look at names like Meta, who hasn't lost daily support. So we have Microsoft. We did the daily double bottom. Netflix, we still have a potential weekly bull flag. We lost daily support. We still have a weekly bull flag. But Amazon still looks good on the weekly. I don't need to be too critical of it. We have a nice bounce. Anything over 167.83, would be an hourly higher low, and then you have 165.75, the low of yesterday, as support. NVIDIA is green this morning. We are within $2 of yesterday's high. This is more bullish than bearish. We closed down red 0.17% yesterday. Semis were holding up great yesterday as a generalized statement, specifically NVIDIA and SMCI. Tesla's going for this potential daily inverse head and shoulders. It's not off the table yet. Tesla has been weak in general. Let's see if bulls can get over 194.73 and then 196.36. They need to change the overall tone, and they just have not been able to have any sustained movements to the upside. Okay, Affirm, I like to the downside. So Affirm, I like a 15-minute overbought condition against 41.23, now 41.27, the pre-market high. So if the market were to start pulling back, this would be a bearish name I would look to for a setup for a stair step or tightening range. And then if we get past 41.23, then I'm looking up at the high of yesterday. So this is my bear name that I'm looking to today. The rest of them are all bull names I'm looking at. ARM and SMCI I like for back burners. ARM is not a technical back burner setup. SMCI is a back burner setup, my bad. ARM I'm constantly looking to for stair steps or tightening range trades. And it has a nice bounce. It's one of the strongest bounces this morning in pre-market for the semis. JPM, Monday, I brought that to y'all. It has this nice 4-hour squeeze. Actually, Denzi pointed it out first, and then I went and looked at it and agreed that it looked great. So you have a resistance here at 17498. I like JPM for a bottom fish against yesterday's low. Looking to insert yourself in this tight sideways range. It's still holding the 12 EMA. It has no problems. Yes, RSI is oversold during regular trading hours. All right. Mara, it's beasting. I like this on back burner mode. And if you don't want to wait for a back burner, rewind it and look at what I said as far as opening range breakout strategy for Mara and Riot. PLTR. PLTR is holding up great. This still could be a daily bull flag. They absolutely murdered earnings in a good way. So it held up pretty well yesterday. It was down to 4%. But if you look at it and you kind of zoom out on higher time frames, bears didn't do a ton of damage on this chart. Look at this sideways squeeze here. They didn't do a lot of damage. So SMCI, like for back burner, look at this beast. I don't care about RSI. RSI is not as important when it's a blue sky breakout. TCNNF, I like for a potential long. I like this for a potential long, looking for the weekly and daily higher low. Look at this. We're still looking for a daily higher low. So I like TCNNF, and I got to sneeze. 1 second. I held it too long. I wasn't able to sneeze. I like TCNNF for daily higher low. And at last minute, I added crowd. We had crowd with an upgrade to 375 from KeyBank and D-Dog with an upgrade from 165 to 125. D-Dog had earnings yesterday morning and looks like they had good earnings. And that's why they only closed down 2%. They held up pretty well considering, and they have a pretty big upgrade this morning. So D-Dog and crowd with very nice upgrades. And we have crowd already gapping up above yesterday's high. So gap rules apply. And TCG members, you can go look up gap rules by Chart Gallery in our educational video section to see what I'm talking about. All right. Oh, that end. You always get me. You know when to ask. I was about to turn off the mic. Daily higher low is the more likely scenario on SE. Let's see if they can get a little 30-minute inverse. Nope. Hourly inverse head and shoulders going. All right, that's it for me, TCG members. I'll be live in 10 minutes in chat. Y'all use stop losses.